Not sure how to pronounce that. I'm just outside of Minneapolis. I'm here to learn some history of the local Native Americans.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Oh, that's pretty. Had a short video that was very interesting about the creation story. I'm going to have to check everything out. I'm going to do a quick walk through and then come back. Check out to me.
It is good that you are here, and winter will come here in 3 months, starting with the deer shedding now.
Before we go in there, let's check this out. So this mural shows Fort Snelling, but this is where two rivers come together, and it's a sacred place for the Dakota people. And we'll look at how they lost land over time. They were always swindled in these treaties. Here's 1805, and that's 100,000 acres. There's the Treaty of 1825. It doesn't say how many acres that is, but if that's 100,000, that's a huge amount. Treaty of 1832. Lost this wedge down here. Treaty of 1837, infill. Again, getting screwed each time. Treaty of 1851, so almost nothing left. But with nothing left, they came back in Treaty of 1858 and took the most fertile of the land. So there's no way they could really live and survive on that land. So the Dakota leaders were screwed every step of the process. This part says it's going to make our heart feel bad. So as we just learned, they had lost all of their land, and at least what was fertile. And through fraud and other measures, you lose your land, you have declining animals, population, your crops fell, they break treaties, loss of culture, late annuity payments, excessive prices, and no credit, and starvation. So then they said, oh, if the Indians are hungry, let them eat grass. So they said gunpowder, so it just exploded. And with something as stealing some eggs, or the thought of stealing some eggs.
Washichu wichashta he koyakipa, akiha ta'a yaongash, with kawanjinach yachukte. Koyakipa, how chawanya kan henicha, tuweo wasana o wichabere kekte. You are afraid of the white man. You are afraid even to take an egg from him, although you are half starved. Yes, you are a coward, and I will tell everybody so. Washichu wichashta he koyakipa, akiha ta'a yaongash, with kawanjinach yachukte. Koyakipa, how chawanya kan henicha, tuweo wasana o wichabere kekte. You are afraid of the white man. You are afraid even to take an egg from him, although you are half starved. Yes, you are a coward, and I will tell everybody so.
So basically, over breaking some eggs, they ended up killing some settlers, and that started the war. Obviously, some didn't want to fight, and some did, so many Dakotas fled to Canada or the West. Shows where we're at. You can see that they were moved over time. to Davenport, and Hannibal, St. Louis, moved by steam and railroad up to the Crow Creek Reservation. That didn't work out, so they got moved here. At the start of it, many of them said, "I'm out of here." Weren't going to fight. They were going to escape. So basically chased them out of Minnesota. And this is about the largest execution in U.S. history. So 392 charged, 303 received a death sentence in sham trials. And then President Lincoln reversed the death sentence for all but 39 men, one of which would receive. It was not easy going in the concentration camp. That was at Fort Snelling. People dying there just because of the conditions. And execution day, December 26, 1862. So 38 men executed. And they'd say 38 plus 2, it's often said. It's when Little Six and Walking Ozenjon, also known as Medicine Bottle, drugged, kidnapped, and tried as war criminals at Fort Snelling. And they were hanged 3 years later. Pretty sad. And this talks about boarding schools. Basically, live like the white person. Become Christian like the white person. Look like the white person. This is all the I've seen read before. Learning trades was basically their education. At least, fortunately, with the Dakota people.
You stood in line. I think I stood in more lines in my time than most kids do. You stood in line to go eat, you stood in line to go to bed, you stood in line when you were punished. It was a thing we did.
When we go down the hall to the dormitory, the smell of COP is so bad it turns your nose like this. Our beds are single white single frame cots. Floors are filled mattress under a rubber sheet. Over that, our 2 cot sheets.
And this building I'm in right now has this council room. Because of their gaming revenue, they actually are very well off and can fund the social programs that they need to do. Sustainability, securing our homeland, our tribal enterprises, caring for our people and our relatives, protecting Inca, Mother, Grandmother Earth, and being a good neighbor.
was a whole group of us kids that played together out in the woods. There was 5 of us kids in our family, so we made a gang. We had a horse. We had a white horse. He was really mean. But all of us kids took turns getting bucked off of him. Or we just ran around in the woods a lot. We're very adventurous. We'd go fishing, and they really tried to keep us busy.
We were always taught our things, our bed, our blankets, our clothes, and everything with respect because we didn't have a lot. We couldn't waste anything. Grandma's the one that brought some. And she always told me, don't ever do something that you would be afraid to put your name on. And of course, at a young age, I didn't know what that meant. I don't remember Grandma spanking at one time. I'll never forget it. We were jumping on the bed. The house was shaking. We would hear this thump, thump, steady thump, and we knew that Grandma was coming upstairs. And I remember when we put the bed in front of
I did ask at the beginning, and they said it was okay to do video. What they're concerned about is flash photography. Oh, this is a very educational and interesting place. Well worth visiting. That's how they organize when they do their council, how they seat themselves. So the upstairs is for the public area, and then downstairs is where their cultural center is, and that's private. No admission allowed. It's for the Dakota people, as well as the outdoor space. It's a beautiful space.